My name is Brock Bryson. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. I was born in a place they call Doozy Choose Alley, which is the red light district. I was an errand boy in this alley, and I got to see a lot of things. I got to see how whorehouses are run. Pimps come and get their money on Blue Monday. Well, some money got missing. A hunter came into the district and he was robbed, and they said I was the creep boy. Now, a creep boy is a fellow who's under the bed while the prostitute is handling the customer. And I crept through the room and got his money out of his pants and was a little and dropped his pants and woke the trick up. So when the trick wakes up, all hell broke loose in that alley. And we all left, the girl, myself, and the bloodhounds. So I met a little girl named Lou. They called her Big Titty Lou. And Lou was also a Southern girl, so we got together. And we had a thing. It didn't last long because I had forgot my early training. And my early training was a fellow by the name of Fire in Doozy Choose Alley told me, you cop and you cope or you blow. I couldn't cope, so I blew. To cope with a woman, this is to sneak. This is to go behind her back, find out things about her, find out what month she was on it, find out what flowers she liked, find out what type of jewelry she liked, find out what she would do in her leisure time, find out what makes her mad, find out the things she liked to eat, find out something about the woman. Then you can cope with it. But just to take a girl and walk her to the corner and say, girl, here's where they're selling pussy at, this is no good. She has to be well equipped if I turn her out, because she's using my name. And I don't want no flim-flamming with my name. I want my name to be straight up. And I want my girl to be the same way. She should be straight up. She should know. She should be able to execute, don't care what happens. I want her to be alert, fiery, mean, passionate. I want all these things to come with it. I teach her like they teach the girls I would. I had a little girl named Ruth. She used to walk just like Betty Davis. Why? I taught her to walk like Betty Davis. And the tricks would follow for blocks. She'd have to beat and fight the tricks off her. You see, these are the things that make a woman want you. That a fella had a girl made $3,500. So she said to him, she said, Daddy, when you come back in, bring me a barbecue sandwich. So he went out and went to the crap house and blowed the whole $3,500. So when he walked back in the door, the girl said to him, she said, Daddy, where's the barbecue sandwich? He said, that's one thing about you bitches I don't like. Every time you make some money, you want to eat it all up. That was game. That sounds good. He told her something, but I mean, did it really take in her mind? Was she really ready to give him another $3,500?
There's in New York. You can make $1,000 a night and you don't get a dime. Not one dime. And if you look like you're going to say you want some money, you get punched in your mouth. And if you go to jail, it better be a lawyer in charge when you get out by yourself, because if you get a direct process and you go to jail, you go to jail. And I think that's wrong, you know.
I remember years ago we used to have hot bricks we used to bring to the scene for the girls to stand on in the cold. And they would stand on these bricks, keep their feet warm. I remember a fellow used to just crack the window of his car and just hand the hot brick out to the girl, and she'd take it on the curb and stand on it. She would stand there. Why? Because she was taught to stand there. She was taught to stand there, and she will stand there. But now if you don't teach her to stand there, then she'll be running under the bar in the after-hour joints, following the coke man, doing this, following in the bar drunk, following anybody, riding, playing, jugging around when she's supposed to be making money. But you always remember that coping with them is what you got to do. You got to teach them, you got to train them, you got to school them, you got to love them, you got to trust them. Always let a woman think you trust her, but don't trust her. Now when you do these things, you have no doubt in your mind that your girl's going with you. She's going to lay with you forever because she feels you're more qualified than the next man. Always make a woman believe that you have something that Joe don't have. and she'll stay with you. But if Joe starts to smile and winking like pretty darn, winking at you, woman, you're going to have trouble if you haven't been coping. You haven't been taking care of your business. Pretty darn will take away from you.
They come out there with followers, and they want everything, and they can't get nothing. They can't. I told them, I said, you want $5 for something? I said, you just blew your $5 on conversation. Because, you know, my money is time, my mouth is time, and you just blew $5 worth of conversation. And what is you going to do? Come off some money? I'll leave. Because I told them, like this, that's some pure beef. There's no pork in me. Yeah. You can't go and ask beef and pay for pork. You know, I'm steak, honey. You know, you can't get no better than that. You know, and I'm telling you, you know, I told them this. I said, hey, if you want prime beef, you have to pay for it. I even show you the government approval.
And then you'll be around running wanting to shoot Don. It's not Don's fault, it's your fault. When a woman runs off from a player, the player hasn't been playing, he's been jiving. He's been somewhere goofing up, snorting up the money, shooting up the money, playing up the money, getting the money away. Keep the money as bait. As long as a girl see you got your pocket full, she's always gonna lay with you. Because she's figuring somehow with her last name to get it back. All you have to do is just talk sweet, soft. When you have them in your boudoir, you have them in wherever you're gonna do it. If you're riding in your Eldorado and you're talking to her, always talk something constructive. Always have something that's gonna happen. When you do this, you make your woman anxious to see these things pictures that you're painting. You make your woman anxious to want to arrive at these planes you're showing her. You make her anxious to want to climb the mountain to see what's up top and bring it down to daddy. That's if you know what you're doing. She'll do these things. But if you don't know, she'll never start up the mountain. She'll never get to the top, and you'll always be walking around broke, bumming cigarettes, or wanting to snort out somebody else's bag, or wanting somebody to buy you a drink, because you don't know what you're doing. Like I say, you're just a runaway farmhand in a good Max way.
And if I get a man that's going to give me what I want, and I don't want to wait 2 weeks when he get paid or when the welfare check come to get it, I don't need him because he's no man. He ain't nothing but a little punk. You know, this is why they call him tricks.
You know, you got 2 or 3 type of tricks in the street that's walking the stroll. You got a trick that'll take his money back. You got a trick is a freak, just wants to harass and meddle with a woman and see her goes off. And you have the all-American policeman out there that's catching the girls.
If I get busted today or tomorrow, I can sit back on a wooden cell and say, hey, I don't got to worry about it because I'm getting out. You know? And the girls would say, well, what give you that much confidence? I said, because I have a man. I don't have a little boy.
Or a man get a girl that I had, he gets a well-worked girl. A girl with a plenty and a lot of knowledge because I put it there. And when I lay it on one of them, I laid it right to the bone. I put it to the bone on them. I give them knowledge that they never, ever forget. Nobody forces a girl in the game. A girl comes to the game because she wants to come, because she wants to do this. Like I said, the master said, who can throw the first stone? So when a girl comes, don't throw no stones at her. If you don't know what she's selling, then move on about your business. If you don't dig it, don't knock it. It might be over your head anyway. It might be anybody's daughter, anybody's mother. If she turns, she just done turned. Housewives out in Queens, they turn. They turn for economical reasons. They weren't making enough to cope with them fine split levels they was living in, so they slipped into the game. And everybody looked around and says, oh, the Queen's house was in the game. We knew this all the time. We knew that they all was slipping to our thing and getting away clean. But the poor Mac, he's standing there and all the stones have been falling on him. But we're going to remove that now because I think society knows that what we've been doing is we've been trying to keep one evil out of the community, and that's rape. There's two Macs that everybody in America knows. One is an old man, he's still living. And one is a young fella, young man about 25, 26 years old, with 27 hoes. Now, this man should be given a master's degree in psychology. And I could say no more about this man than that he's the smartest, he's the smoothest, and he's the best. He is king of all Macks.
I never studied karate. I did it from get up. You understand? This black belt, I bought this here because just like this off here. It's just the color. You understand? I never wore a white belt, green belt, yellow belt. You understand? But they said I had to wear some kind of belt when I go in a tournament. So I figured I'd wear a black one. I went in there and I won. So, see, a lot of people wondered how I know karate and got kidnapped. Well, that's a long story. You like to hear it? Okay, then. Well, I had a birthday party. It started with my birthday party. And I had my shotgun riders with me, which I always have with me, 3 or 4. And I just got tired of the crowds. You know, everything I give is always a smash. You know, and I gave a party, and I invited 700, sent out 700 invitations, and 1,100 came. You understand? And the crowd kept swarming me, and I tried to get out. And I was so sick of the crowd, I didn't even want to be bothered with them shotgun riders, you know? And I seen this white and black fella riding around the corner. I knew they was police, as far as I'm concerned, because they looked the part. And before I know it, the black one that came out and he done flashed his badge, said, Lefty Johnson? I said, yeah. I said, get in the car. And the white fella, he done jumped out and he stared and said, oh, let's go. And I'm saying, for what? Where I'm going? I ain't going nowhere. And the black fella, he walked up here and he got the pistol behind me. You know, he put it to my head and I'm not going to argue with that. You know, and this is when I started thinking. You know, and I said, well, how much money y'all want? Black fella, shut up, you know. And the dude said, the white fella said, let him talk. Let's hear what he got. I said, you know, if you want some money, I can get you $500-600. He said, I know you crazy, nigga. He said, shit, you giving $10,000, $5,000 party, you giving money to children camp fund, and you gonna tell me you will give it? You know. Said, you know, you got to get $50,000. That's how much your mother's gonna get us. You understand? And when they said that, I know ain't nothing my mother can do. But which I didn't know that I had as many friends as I did, because they wanted $50,000. And in 18 hours, my mother had $97,000. You understand? Cash.
I think the most interesting, the most beautiful and finest woman that I've ever had was a woman that gave me $25,000 at one time. I like her because of her gift she brought. I'm just like anybody else. If you bring me a gift, I love you. And this woman, not only did she bring me gifts, but she did nice things for me. She made love to me. She made me feel like I was king. She made me feel much better than any other woman I've ever had anything to do with. She made me feel that I was king at all times. She treated me as if I was a big black Maharaja sitting in her bedroom. And this is the way I feel her. I think nobody will ever beat this girl. This girl, her name was Queen Wilhelmina. She was known to the streets as a queen. To me, I named her Wilhelmina after a German woman I once knew. And Wilhelmina and I have been friends down through the years. Anytime I want her, anytime I pick up the phone, I can call her and she'll come to me. She'll still come to me. She's been married 3 times, and each husband she'll sneak off and be with me because she found a sex partner with me. She found somebody that related, that felt. I felt what she felt. I could just breathe on the phone and she would go right out of her head just talking to her on the telephone. She did the same thing to me. I think we became one many years ago, and I think we still the same thing. We are one.
It's like a two-way thing. You're trying to reach a... And one can't be going up the ladder while the other is going down. You have to both go up the ladder together. And you have to be like this. You know, no one can come in there. Nobody can mess it up. It have to be so tight that only God can destroy it. Like letting you die.